All right, welcome back to CSU Northridge's Chem 101 Lab Pre-Lab videos. Today we're going to go ahead and talk about experiment number 7. So experiment number 7 is on calorimetry, which is the study of heat exchange. Now today's experiment is actually going to be designed by you. I'm just going to give you a few different hints in this video to help you set up for your experiment. Now, the whole purpose of this experiment is we're going to have a hot water sample for you, and you're going to have to use some equations and an experiment to figure out the temperature of that initial hot water. So some of the supplies you can use are here in front of me. Now, you'll have any of the glassware inside of your drawers, as well as styrofoam cups. These can be found in your drawers. There is a cardboard lid, you have your transfer pipettes, you have your pass-through pipettes, graduated cylinders. So anything in your drawer is pretty much fair game. The other things you will have available to you are metals. So we'll have a few small cylindrical samples of metals, and ice. So those will both be available to you if you so desire. Now, when you're setting up your experiment, there's a few things that you're going to really have to make sure to think about when you set up. And those are, namely, errors that you can introduce into your experiment. So think what types of things can happen when you have hot water, what the hot water is going to be doing while it's hot, how that might affect taking measurements, as well as how that might affect your final answer. Other things that you might have to think about when you're thinking about measurements is the transfer vessels themselves. What are going to be your best ways of transferring things in and out of vessels? We want to minimize the heat loss and the error in our experiment. So think about those things when you're designing your experiment. Now, the last thing that you're going to have to think about when you are designing your experiment is what equations you're going to be using. So there's a few different equations we give to you in your lab manual. The way you're going to do it is set it up in a way that you can use those equations and mix things together to go ahead and get the initial temperature of your hot water. And aside from that, I can't really give you that many hints, but again, think about your transport containers, think about the samples you're going to be using, their specific heats, how much heat it takes to actually heat them up by 1 degree Celsius, as well as what you have available to you. So aside from that, a lot of this is going to be on your own. If you really need help, make sure you contact your instructor, but of course a lot of it is going to have to be figured out in class, in groups. Aside from that, I'm going to let you go. You can email your instructor beforehand, but of course this is going to be an experiment you design yourself. So we'll see you for next experiment, and we are done.